The NBA has seen shocking trades before, but when Luka Doncic was sent from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers, it wasn't just surprising. It felt unreal. One of the league's most skilled and accomplished young stars traded away in a decision that still leaves many confused. At first, discussions centered around why Dallas would make such a drastic move. Was there internal tension? A disagreement about Luka's role? Or was there something deeper, business, control, or power struggles? Conspiracy theories ran wild. But as time passed, the conversation shifted. It was no longer about why Luka was traded, but how he was treated. The Mavericks didn't just move on from their franchise player, they attempted to justify it. Reports emerged questioning Luka's conditioning, leadership, and attitude, as if the organization needed to rationalize an otherwise inexplicable decision. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Former players, analysts, and Luka's ex-teammates quickly came to his defense. The debate wasn't about Luka being a problem anymore. It was about how Dallas mishandled a generational talent and tried to rewrite history in the process. Matt Barnes' fiery take. If there's one thing about Matt Barnes, it's that he speaks his mind. Known for his no-nonsense attitude, Barnes didn't hold back when discussing the Mavericks' decision. In a heated podcast episode, he went straight for the top, calling out Dallas ownership. "Mr. Dion, take a step back. Take a seat. You have no clue what it takes to be great. You inherited money. Just sit with this trade. Hopefully Anthony Davis stays healthy, and I wish the Mavericks the best, but shut up, man. We all know how good Luka is. Nobody cares what you have to say. Just be an owner." Barnes didn't just question the trade. He flat out discredited the Mavericks' leadership, painting them as out of touch and incapable of building a championship team. And let's be honest, he's not alone in that belief. Paul Pierce calls it out. Paul Pierce wasn't buying the idea that this was purely a basketball move. He believed ego played a major role. You traded the entire future, the whole city was behind him, and you just let him go? This is one of the most unheard of moves I've ever seen. Pierce raised the big question: if this trade doesn't work and Dallas misses the playoffs, what's the backup plan? Did the front office make this move just to prove a point? Did someone in management want to show they were in control? Because in Pierce's eyes, you don't trade away a talent like Luka unless there's more going on behind the scenes. Jalen Rose. If you won't pay Luka, sell the team. For Jalen Rose, the most baffling part of the trade was the financial aspect. It seems like they just didn't want to pay Luka. And if you're not going to pay a player of his caliber, sell the team. Because if you're not willing to invest in greatness, what's the plan? Luka isn't just a star, he's a generational talent. The idea that the Mavericks might have moved him to avoid a massive contract is, in Rose's opinion, a franchise failure. Avery Johnson. You don't trade players like this. Former NBA champion and coach Avery Johnson couldn't believe it. No way, no way. Luka is 25 years old. Sure, his defense could be better, and yeah, he talks to referees a lot. But this level of talent doesn't come around often. You don't trade players like this. Johnson emphasized what's at stake. If Luka reaches MVP status in Los Angeles, the Mavericks won't just have lost a great player, they'll have made one of the worst decisions in NBA history. Bob Voulgaris calls out the front office. Former Mavericks executive Bob Voulgaris had a unique perspective. He worked behind the scenes in Dallas and wasn't having any of the criticism aimed at Luka. The people critiquing him have no business doing so. They didn't build him into a star, they were just lucky to have him. And now they're acting like they made him? Please. Voulgaris essentially called out the Mavericks leadership for failing to build a true contender around Luka. Instead of taking responsibility, they tried to shift the blame. Shaquille O'Neal. We need real answers. Shaq wasn't buying the vague explanations from Dallas front office. Why did you trade one of the best players in the league? Just say it. Nobody has given a real answer. Shaq also pointed out something intriguing. Luka is now playing alongside LeBron James, a player who has perfected body maintenance and conditioning. If Luka adopts even a fraction of LeBron's discipline, he could become unstoppable. Josh Hart respects Luka's response. Unlike many traded stars, Luka never lashed out. No cryptic social media posts, no bitter press conferences, just silence. That earned him major respect from Josh Hart. Luka's classy as hell. He got traded, and all these reports came out about his weight, conditioning, and contract concerns, but he never addressed it. He just stayed quiet and took the high road. I don't know if I could do that. In a league where narratives control perception, Luka let his game speak for itself. Markieff Morris shuts down the out-of-shape narrative. Critics love to claim Luka isn't in peak shape. But as former teammate Markieff Morris pointed out, if a guy can put up 30, 15, and 10 like it's nothing, I don't care what shape he's in. That's dominance. Morris dismissed the idea that Luka's conditioning was a real problem, suggesting it was just an excuse for Dallas to move him. Luka's father fires back. Luka's father, Sasha Doncic, wasn't shy about his frustration. They say Luka isn't in shape? Then explain how he's playing nearly 40 minutes a night while being double-teamed. You don't trade a player like that unless you're looking for an excuse. Conclusion: a franchise-altering mistake. The reactions tell the full story. Former players, analysts, and even Luka's own teammates believe this was one of the worst moves in NBA history. Whether it was ego, financial decisions, or internal conflict, the Mavericks haven't provided a clear explanation. But one thing is certain: Luka isn't going away. If this trade fuels him to reach an even higher level, Dallas won't just regret trading him. They'll have created a monster.